It's a pretty big question, and the implications to the answer are huge for this season and this game as a whole. Who is this mysterious figure looking straight at the 0 point, or at least at the reality tree? Not quite sure if that's the 0 point, at the end of this season's Fortnite trailer. Aiko over on Twitter says, until her official release, let's call this character the Bloomwatcher. I think it makes a ton of sense considering this skin looks so much like the Bloom skin that we got in Chapter 2, Season 7. You can tell just by the head outline and the outline of the hair that they are pretty similar, so maybe they come from the same faction. I'm just looking for any sort of reference point for any other character in the game. If you can think of any other character that looks kind of like this skin, let me know. The description of the Bloom skin says, lush and lively, Pluxary and plant assassin, so it's a plant assassin. Restro says, is this new villain the Cube Queen? It's a massive stretch, I know. I know this sounds dumb and probably is, but they have the same theme, same blue eyes surrounded by black and pink hair, and we know the Cube Queen drowned, and this new villain gives off sea-like vibes, sorta. Yes, I do think this is ultimately a stretch, but coincidentally, it seems like there are a couple points there to its credit. They do in fact have similar eyes, they have similar colored hair, and a lot of people think that the Cube Queen drowned in the Chapter 2 Season 8 finale. I don't think so, but let's say that it's true just for this case. If she drowned and she was in the water, maybe she turned into some sort of sea creature? It maybe is possible, but I don't think so. Millie the Muffin says, theory time. I had this theory in mind since the season launch, I believe, but what if the fungi forest only looks as beautiful and mystical as it does because of the reality tree? Kind of like a facade, with things not really being how they look. Epic themselves and leaks confirm that the reality tree will be altering the way that we can see and view the island over the course of this season. The reality tree is clearly one of the biggest POIs and most important POIs on the map this season, but what is the intent? What's the reason the reality tree is there? It almost certainly has something to do with this mystical figure. Bulksu HD says, something is not right about the island right now. Everyone is celebrating while the 0 point is exposed, and this reality biome kind of feels off. I don't know, but maybe this person did something to the 0 point. With each passing day, the more convinced I am that something is deadly wrong on the island, even though everyone seems at peace. The 0 point is exposed. I mean, I don't know if exposed is the right word for it, but it is out in the open. Nobody seems to really care too much about it, but if there was a bad guy, they would just come right down, have very little resistance, and basically just have their way with the 0 point. We don't know much about this mystery figure, but we do know that this person is capable of looking at the island and observing everyone on it at any given time through the 0 point. I mean, do we think this is the 0 point? The reason I think maybe it's not is because in the trailer, when it zooms back out to the person, it's not from the perspective of the 0 point, it's from the perspective of very nearby the reality tree. So is it the 0 point or not? But regardless, this character has the ability to spectate the island at will. To touch on an earlier comment, what if the reality tree is basically being puppeted by whoever this person is, and she is capable of determining the reality that these people are seeing based on how she wishes to manipulate them. On an unrelated note, I wonder if her group and the Peace Syndicate are one and the same. This person is clearly the main antagonist of this Fortnite season, so I don't think that would happen. Shout out to SportsKita.com, who in this article wrote, additionally, the Bloomwatcher may also be able to use the reality tree to keep loopers in a false sense of security. With the imagined order defeated, the island's population has let their guard down. To talk about a facade like earlier, what if the characters on the map are literally still in a war-torn island with people taking advantage of them, but the reality tree is distorting their vision and making everything not as it seems? The reality tree is hardly a new concept in Fortnite. We have talked so many times, and we have so many times in the game's history, fought for reality or saved reality or did this or that for reality, so we're familiar. What this whole thing kind of reminds me of, though, are the reality waves that we had in Chapter 2. Reality waves were a huge thing, and they basically pulsed and just created different realities, which is not exactly the same, but very similar to what the reality tree is proposing. I remember one scene in that trailer where there was a wave that went by, and at a certain point, you could see a whole different reality shaped around the same geographical location on the map. I wonder if anything similar could be at play in this situation this season. Whoever this person is, I'm sure theories are going to run rampant until we get more information soon in a future update. This person is the main antagonist, and I truly do believe that there's no way a Fortnite season would truly be this peaceful. I mean, think about it. Think back to every season, and there's never been one really as peaceful as this one, and that's how you should know you're in for the biggest of surprises. The really scary thing about this person, though, is she is able to see us. She's able to see everyone, and she is likely able to manipulate the reality tree to therefore manipulate our realities to some degree, and I'm sure we'll get more glimpses of what exactly she's capable of as we move forward. You already know the drill. Please leave your theories down below. I would love to read them and love to feature you guys in an upcoming video. Make sure to subscribe and drop a like if you're new. Click on to the next video to keep the party rolling. Thanks everybody so much for the support. You don't even know how much it means to me. See you in the next video.